Okay, today I'm going to be looking at the John Deere Easy Change Oil Filled Up 30-second oil change system. This is a bit of a interesting filter. The idea is John Deere's come up with that this is used on certain models of their lawn mowers. The oil actually stays in the filter, 750 mils of it. And it's got this non-return valve on here, so that essentially the user can just screw off this filter and screw a new one on, and that does the oil change in the filter as well, which is a bit of an interesting idea. So because these already come with oil in them, I've got this one pre-cut open and the oil drained out of it, so it's a bit cleaner. So we've got John Deere 30-second oil change system. Place to write the hours and date that it was changed. Part number. Manufactured for Deere in the USA. That's the John Deere Turf Guard wheel in it, 10W30. Oh, that's a fairly large can, about the size of my hand. Let's talk about the top part of it first. So we've got these, doesn't have a thread or anything, it's got these special locking tabs that when it twists on and just locks, sits down in there and then twists closer and closer down in, locks it into place. Designed to be easy and quick. So got a little sealing O-ring around there. It's basic normal O-ring, made out of normal O-ring material. It's fairly solid, it's got a fair bit of thickness in it there, but not actually any threads, so interesting design. Take that out. So in the actual thing itself, it's a bit interesting. So we've got essentially a regular filter on a very long pipe with just a valve on it, and in there we've got the spring. Quite a heavy duty spring for this type of filter that it is. It's just a lawnmower filter. Heavy can, pretty well decent thickness though. Less than 1 mil. In terms of the actual filter itself, we've got a little no return valve at the top there, O-ring where it would seal on the inside of the housing, and then another seal, that's a rubber seal there on top of a spring that'll seal the filter itself against the head that pushes down. And then I suppose those sit in that little groove there, fits in there neatly. And all I've got essentially is a big pipe, so this is all a big space where the oil can stay in the filter housing. It's not taken up by extra space. And then we got this a little filter on the end here, which I think is a standard size of the most of the normal type John Deere lawnmower filters. And bypass valve on there. It's hard to tell because you technically you can never get these without oil in them because they come from the factory filled with oil. It looks to me like it's probably just dirty cellulose. They wouldn't put anything particularly special in there. I've got a fair bit of extra glue spilled around there. Seems to be in a fair few of the John Deere filters. Bit of extra glue there. And there. Nice metal holding rod in there. Get this media cut out and see what we're looking at. Right, so I got the media cut out of the filter. It's got a really nice solid centre tube in there for the size of the filter. Although the large crimp there along there means like at any one point there's sort of only a half where the oil can flow through the media. But it's really solid and nice. Yeah, this media, got it all cut out. It's 1.3 metres long, width of 36 mil. Yeah, it's actually quite interesting. I thought when it was in the filter that it looked like standard cellulose, but seems to have a little bit of a different texture to it. It's got a lot of fibres on that side, and on the back side here it's got like this plastic mesh. It's like, yeah, it's like a plastic mesh that's been bonded to the material. Just wonder if it comes apart. Yeah, you can see the standard separate plastic mesh. It's really hard to tell if it's cellulose or synthetic. Put a bit under the microscope, have a look at it. I'm not 100% sure. And it looks there to be a bit synthetic, and especially having that webbing on the back. We'll have a look at the microscope. As you can see, it's had oil on it, so it's a little bit hard to actually see under the microscope, but it's quite hard to determine what it actually is. I wonder if I'll be able to find any specifications on it or not, but I'd say it's certainly not your standard lawnmower filter media and backing. It seems a little bit better than that. So overall, it's quite a well built filter, nice and solid, big, heavy centre tube. This has got a bit of weight in it. But if you thought that this whole can was going to be full of filter, then sadly mistaken about that. It's still only got a small filter right down the very bottom, but they've got to make room for the oil somehow. Nice spring. And the way they seal it in the top of the housing, it must obviously work. I haven't seen one leak. And interesting media.